In this next assignment, I'm going to show you how to size your floor plan in SketchUp so that your measurements match your measurements that you designed in the floor plan. Navigate over to the assignment for the floor plan and select your floor plan from it. You may have to unsubmit it in order to do this, but just click on it and you'll get the whole floor plan slide. In this case, we just want to export our floor plan itself. We don't have to worry about the rest of it. Make sure, though, that you know how large your walls are on the outside. So make sure that you have that. If you need to and you need to count it up, you can always go to Show Guides and count up the squares that you need in order to size it. You will need to know at least one of these sides. I know that this is 26 feet here, and this is my loft space, and this is 11. So now we want to export this, and we want to export it as a JPEG. Select it, go to File, and then go to Download and select JPEG. It will download it with the title of whatever is up here in the title block. Next, we're going to go to SketchUp. SketchUp is this kind of blue square that's on your toolbar. There might be 3 others that look similar, but those are Style Builder and Layout. We won't be using those yet. So when you mouse over it, just make sure it says SketchUp and you want to kind of click this. When you click it, it will open SketchUp and it might ask you what kind of template you'd like to use. I had it open earlier, so it's not asking me that anymore. Always select feet and inches. You have 2 options when you do that. One has sky and one is called architectural, and you can select whichever one you'd like to work in. I'm just going to go up here to File, New, and it's already pre-selected. I have the one that says pre-selected with sky and ground, except it's not green. So now we're going to bring in that image that we just downloaded from our Google slide, and we're going to size it to scale. And SketchUp works in real feet and inches. Obviously, we drew our floor plan at quarter scale, where 1 square equaled 1/4 of an inch. That 1/4 of an inch is equal to 1 foot, and that's called quarter scale. But here we want to bring it in as a full size image. So we need to size the image to the proper feet. So to do that, you're going to go up to File, Import, and when you click that, it'll bring you to your documents. This was downloaded, so it's going to be in the Downloads folder. And here you'll find, and if you need to see more of the name, you can always pull this to the right. And I'm going to select this one. Now when I do that, I'm just going to select it. Make sure that you have Use as Image selected. There might be others here. You might remember we used Use as Texture when we were doing the furniture project. Some of you did, and when we did our pattern design. But in this case, we want to use it as an image. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that that's selected, and we're going to click Import. When you bring it in, bring it over to sort of the area where the darker red, green, and blue axes meet. When you click it, it's going to kind of disappear. So click to anchor it, bring it out, and click to let it go. When you mouse over this and you situate yourself, now remember, you push down to get the orbit key on the mouse, the 2-button mouse. If you have the orbit key down and you click the shift key, it changes to the pan tool, and then the scroll wheel on the mouse will go in and out like this. So if I take my dimension tool here and I measure this, you can see it only says 7 feet. So obviously this is wrong because the outside of my wall there is going to be 26 feet. So I'm going to hit Escape to get out of the tool. Remember, that's always something that you can do. SketchUp does this nice thing where it will size your image for you. So I'm going to resize this to 26 feet because it was only 7 and some feet before. I'm going to select my tape measure tool here, and I'm going to zoom into the corner, the outer corner of my wall. I'm going to click to anchor it, and I'm going to then zoom I'm going to pull it and zoom into the opposite corner. I'm going to click and anchor that to where I expect the wall to end. So I'm going to click that. And now I've let go of everything, and I'm going to type in, and you'll notice it in the area on the lower right, 26 feet. Now remember, feet is apostrophe and inches are quotes. So I'm going to hit enter. What SketchUp is going to ask me now is, do I want to resize the model to what I've just measured? And I'm going to say, yes, I do. So I'm going to click that. And now you'll see, oh my gosh, all of a sudden that got a lot bigger. Now, if I go and I measure this, and I can sort of check the measurements a little bit here. If I take my tape measure tool and I go here to the end, it's pretty close to being 26 inches. So it might just be a hair over. It's 1/8 of an over. But try to get it as close as you can. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to do a quick volume study, and then how we're going to use this as an underlay to drawing our walls and putting in all of our furniture. Make sure once you've done this that you save your file. So go up to File, do Save As, because that way you'll know where you are saving the file. Give it a name that makes sense. So I'm going to call this Miss T 500 square foot house. I'm going to select where I'm going to save it. It's very important that you know where you are saving things. Hopefully you have a folder on the desktop and you can save it there. And if you don't have one, please make one. I'm going to click Desktop, and you're just going to leave it as a SketchUp model and click Save. And next, I'll show you how we'll do the volume study and then how we're going to use it to create our walls.